Alright, I am a certified Hawkeye main, and you probably know this by now, but I just love the guy to pieces. I've used him so much throughout my entire MCOC career. I think the most notable thing was probably me soloing every X6 boss with him, because I was the first person to do that actually. And yeah, I'll never forget that, of course. So yeah, Hawkeye will always have a special place in my heart. But now that my Hawkeye era is kind of in the past, I can just focus on Kate Bishop now. And Kate Bishop is just insane, man. She is so good. I feel like she is easily a contender for the best champion of 2023, because she is just that good, man. Her damage output is fantastic. Her utility is also pretty good as well. But yeah, she has a lot of tricks to know about, and she's just pretty fun overall as well. And also, I said back there that my Hawkeye era is over. That's a lie. When I pull the 7-star, it'll just begin once again, to be honest. I cannot wait for 7-star Hawkeye to come into my account, man. I have been waiting forever now, so yeah. Hopefully I can just get him soon. But right there, I double tapped into the block so I could switch my arrows, right? And now I went from Cold Snap to Caltrops. And Caltrops is a new mechanic, which is pretty dang sweet because it's like a bleed, but not also a bleed. So it is bleed damage, right? But the way it's inflicted is pretty unique because it's whenever they dash back, dash forward, or launch a heavy attack. So yeah, it's pretty awesome there. And yeah, for the rotation, I went SP1 with the Cold Snaps, and then the Caltrops. After I switch it, I go for 2 more SP1s. I like the SP1 more. I feel like it's much easier to get the timing right. The SP2, I feel like can be better sometimes, but honestly, you can just drop the SP1 4 times. It's fine. It might be a slight time difference, but honestly, it has the same result, so it doesn't really matter, right? Maybe in Battlegrounds it's important, but this isn't Battlegrounds, right? But then again, I do have some Battlegrounds gameplay right after this fight. But yeah, now that we have both the Caltrops on, he just melted, and yeah, about 1 minute and 35 seconds, 36 seconds, quite insane, man. But now we have Battlegrounds, and I feel like this is where she just shines completely. She is such a strong Battlegrounds attacker, man. I feel like she is easily a top 3, top 4 Battlegrounds attackers. Right now there's Valkyrie, Shang-Chi, Mole Man, and then probably her. She's probably better than Shang-Chi and Mole Man, to be honest, but yeah, she is just so crazy good in Battlegrounds attack. She just does fights so fast, and also she just has a really diverse amount of fights she can do. She can do a ton of fights. This right here is a Hulkling. Hulkling is terrible to fight against, and also this is a Gladiator Circuit meta, and this is a super annoying meta where whenever you get a buff, they will just nullify it, they'll gain a bunch of power, and then they'll get a prowess, and they'll get block penetration as well. So yeah, it is just not fun whatsoever, right? And yeah, right here, the trick here is to just maintain that Cold Snap and let the damage over time do its work, because Hulkling only regenerates hit damage, right? So if you just don't hit him that much, he won't regen too much, and also the damage over time will just outpace the regeneration. So yeah, pretty neat there. Additionally, she doesn't really have to block either because of her tracking debuff and just her her evade stun thing. So yeah, overall just a pretty good Hulkling counter. A bit surprising at first, but yeah, she's pretty dang solid for him overall, I want to say. But the thing with Kate Bishop and with Hawkeye as well is with the perfect release mechanic, it adds a lot of pressure to these fights, because if you miss the release, things can go south for sure, right? And so just it kind of makes the fight's a lot more nerve-wracking, right? But once you learn the character, you'll be fine. You won't have as much pressure on you. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And that was an 83-second fight against a rank 4 Hulkling with a rank 3 K Bishop that's pretty dang solid. And now we have a 7-star Gore, and this fight is just crazy, man, because Gore is a pain, a total pain to fight, because if you hit his block, he'll just DOT you to death, and yeah, it's just not fun at all. Right there, I got shocked. That's the only shock that we'll get in the entire fight, though, because once Kate Bishop gets going, she just doesn't have to block whatsoever, and she can just out damage his regeneration with the Cold Snaps and not the Caltrops, because I learned in a separate fight that if you Caltrops the guy, he just gets 20 regenerations and you just cannot kill him whatsoever. So yeah, keep that in mind. Do not Caltrops this guy whatsoever. Just focus on the Cold Snaps and just let the Cold Snaps do their work. But yeah, now that the fight's just under control, we are just melting him, right? He is just getting absolutely melted. This is a 7-star Gore, by the way. 7-star Gore, a ton of health, and just a real proper annoyance, right? So yeah, Gore, always one of my least favorite defenders for sure, but Kate Bishop just deals them pretty dang well. And yeah, he is just still melting. We still have the 2 Cold Snaps active. So yeah, the fight is just looking pretty clean. He's just gonna eventually just drop down soon enough, right? And yeah, it's an 80-something second fight, which honestly, For a rank 3k bishop isn't too shabby whatsoever. But yeah, here the cold snap falls off unfortunately, but then I can just, get another one going, and yeah, I'll just be fine. So I drop the SP1, and the arrow shot actually kills him. So yeah, not too shabby there. That was about 86 seconds, which isn't too bad whatsoever. For a 7-star Gore and a rank 3k bishop, it's not too bad, man. And just for some more utility showcasing, here is this War Machine that has this falter node, and K Bishop has a very potent tracking debuff because it's on her heavy attack, and it's just a really easy way to access a miss counter. It's kind of funny because Hawkeye has a slow debuff on his heavy attack, so yeah, it's they both have mechanics on their heavy attacks. But to be honest, Hawkeye's slow is a little bit better because you know what? I think slow is better than tracking overall. That's just me though. Countering evade and unstoppable is pretty dang sweet, but countering miss is also pretty good as well. So yeah, they both have their uses for sure. Maybe science characters will have more miss mechanics as time goes on. Who knows? That'll be pretty sweet to see because then yeah, the tracking will be much better than the slow overall, right? But yeah, this fight goes pretty well. What to look out for here is just the tracking debuff to make sure you always get the activation of it before you enter 10 hits, because every 10 hits you get faltered. And yeah, this fight isn't too clean. It's pretty annoying because it has Counter-Strike and it's a War Machine as well. So yeah, if he goes unblockable, you're kind of just done for, right? So the trick here is to just not really dex, or let's try not to dex as much as you can, right? But it's kind of hard to do it. But thankfully we have the trample passive, which lets us just be unblockable, so we can push him into 2 bars pretty easily. So yeah, overall pretty nice. There, I totally missed a heavy attack, but I get it again because thankfully the stun is really dang long. It lasts 3 seconds or so, but it goes away if you do 2 hits to the opponent. So yeah, and now we have our 2 caltrops passive. So yeah, the plan here is to just refresh them and then just let them do their work, because yeah, they do a ton of damage overall, and they will just melt him eventually. So yeah, look at this. He throws a heavy attack, 11,000 damage. Another one, 11,000 damage. It is just super fun, man, and he just melts. He just absolutely melts. And that was a minute, and it was over a minute and a half, which isn't too bad. And now we have this mesmerized lane, so the opponent has a chance to evade, right? And if they evade, they stun you. But here's the thing. K Bishop has cold snap, but not only that, if he were to evade me, we have the counter evade, right? And so that triggers whenever she is stunned. So if he evades, he'll stun me, but then I can just counter because of the counter evade ability. So yeah, it's pretty dang cool. And right here we have the cold snap active now. So yeah, no more evade from him for the rest of the fight because her debuffs are really easy to maintain. And yeah, we dropped the second SP1, we get the second cold snap active, another perfect release thankfully. If you don't get the perfect release, it just becomes a regular cold snap, so it does much less damage. So yeah, you definitely don't want to miss the release there, but if even if you do, it's fine because you still have the evade counter, but it's just a lot less damage overall, right? But yeah, we dropped the SP1 once again, and yeah, another perfect release. So now we have the caltrops passive active. But he's kind of just down already, so yeah, the fight's just pretty much over. And yeah, one more heavy attack and he is just gone. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on Kate Bishop. For me personally, I feel like she is easily one of my favorites now because I love Hawkeye so much. So this is another version of him pretty much. So yeah, pretty dang sweet there. And yeah, I cannot wait to just play with this character a little bit more. Let me know your thoughts on Kate Bishop, and that's about it for me.